Welcome everyone to a new vlog. This one is in San Francisco. We are at the home of our good friends Shikhar and Pallavi, and I'm eating avocado toast. Well, this might be the healthiest breakfast I've had in a long time, but to make it slightly unhealthy, I had this sauce here which was spicy and I don't exactly know what it was, but it tasted really good. Where were we going today? Well, we were running towards the train station to catch the Cal train. And we were going from the San Francisco station to Palo Alto. Well, we were not going to the Meta office or to meet Mark Zuckerberg. We were actually going to the Stanford College for a meetup. And there you see, we get into the train. That's Shikhar, Charmi, Pallavi there, all of whom have helped us to organize this meetup. As we reached Palo Alto, I have read about this place so many times in so many books, watched it in so many videos. It was wonderful to be there in person. This is a very famous street over there, and we went to eat some food. Amruta found someone quite special there. And then we went to this place called Tong Sui, which had some very interesting, I can't say ice cream, but it was some kind of a very new thing that I ate, maybe like yogurt but with a coconut twist to it. And there was mango flavored one. We had Devansh who joined us. Devansh was instrumental in helping us get the venue in Stanford. And then before we went to Stanford, we just decided to pick up some lunch, some beautiful restaurants on this street. And we went to this place called Onigiri, which had Japanese food. And we picked some things up. Because it was going to be a long day, it was a meetup where we were going to play Simul, where we are going to meet people, Q&A, meet and greet. So we definitely needed some energy before the day began. And now we are in the Stanford premises. And I had only heard that there were many chess players who have actually studied in Stanford. The most famous one being Parimarjan Negi, Daniel Naroditsky, I believe Alexandra Botes was also part of it. And so it was very nice to be in these premises and to see it up close. Really beautiful place. And Devansh opened up the room where we were going to have the meetup. And a lot of students of Stanford were also going to come. In fact, the Stanford Chess Club was also going to be part of this meetup. And the venue had a capacity for close to 200 people to be accommodated. And we had floated a form out there, and we had close to 165 people who had shown interest, which was amazing. And this room had all the tables and chairs and everything that we needed. And because we came 30 minutes in advance, it was time to set it up. Charmi and Shikhar brought water with them for everyone. It was so much fun to set this entire place up. And there we had Semyon, Lomasov, the captain of the Stanford Chess Club, or rather I must say the president of the Stanford Chess Club. And he is a very strong grandmaster with an ELO of 2560. And he decided to be a part of the Simul. There you can see the Simul is all set up. We had 30 players who had signed up, but then somehow a couple of boards did increase and we had 32 opponents. We took 1 hour on the clock, gave 30 minutes to our opponents, no increment there. And there you can see me and Amruta and Semyon. We are going to play a tandem Simul. So we could make moves everywhere. And I was feeling very confident because we had a 2560 GM on our side. And Semyon, well, I remember having interviewed him on the ChessBase India channel back in 2017. It's simply that we met each other after a gap of 8 years. quite incredible. And the Simul began. At first, it looked all cool and calm. We were moving here on each board, trying to make our moves on some board c4, some boards d4, some boards e4. But one thing you must remember is that each of us have different playing styles. Amruta likes to attack. She opens with e4. I often open with d4. Semyon, of course, being a strong grandmaster, can play all sorts of positions. So actually this tandem simul grew into something quite interesting and exciting, as we would go to different boards and try to play. To beat 33 opponents in an hour is not an easy task, and there were a couple of players who were quite well rated. They had a rating of close to 2000 elo. But of course Semyon was in his element. He was playing brilliant chess, and it was up to me and Amruta to make sure that we did the job well. It wasn't easy, and we started to run short of time on many of the boards. This is how the setup was. Not only were there players, but there were also few people who came in before the meet and greet and were watching as things just unfolded there. And look at this one. I was completely engrossed in what the next move should be. This was the position, very complicated, and because I reached here, I didn't know what the next good move should be, because someone else had made the previous move. And after some due thought, I did find knight f4, rook takes bishop, and in came bishop h7. You can't take the bishop, the queen is hanging, so you have to move the king, check, and another check comes in, and I think we managed to win this game. Some kids were also playing on the sidelines, and this is one of the things about such meetups. It's not only about meeting us, it's also about meeting each other and building a nice chess community there. Amruta started playing super quick on different boards, and here you can see she puts her rook into the position and the pawn is queening, and we managed to win this game. I was trying to move quickly on this board but lost on time, and we actually lost quite a few games on time, nearly 5 games I believe, or close to 6. This one we were losing actually. As you can see, we are almost a rook down, but I have a few pawns here, and somehow we managed to get their opponent under pressure because he had less time and offered a draw, and he accepted, and that was a nice draw there. And in the end, I think the result was around 25 wins, 6 losses and 1 draw. And this young kid actually managed to beat us on time, and he got the best player of the day award, which meant that he got a chess board signed by Amruta, myself and Semyon. I believe this might be a very good memory for Ishan. That's the chess board. We had the ChessBase India mini chess set that was gifted to him, just so that he can remember this when he goes on to become a grandmaster in future. Amruta signing it there, and there we have Ishan taking this home. Such a nice kid. And then when this entire simul ended, his brother is super happy. Me and Semyon, we spoke about different positions, about what we did, how we blundered, how we forgot about the clock in some games, some positions. And then there was a Q&A, and we spoke a little bit about our different experiences that we had building ChessBase India, also while learning from different players whom we have met across the years. And you can see there quite an engrossed crowd sitting there, and we spoke on different subjects. We spoke about this one where we talked about Parimarjan Negi, who was part of Stanford, but an amazing story of the youngster who was close to 26, 80, then went on to leave chess, studied at Stanford, then MIT, and now has a wonderful career out of chess and he speaks about how chess actually helped him. So we tried to share such stories with everyone so that they could be inspired by these top guys. I also spoke a bit about my game with Levy that we played in the India versus USA match, and how I prepared for it. It was just a week ago, so very fresh in my mind. And so this talk, if you would like to hear, let us know in the comments, and we'll try to put it up out there so that you can also listen to it. Amruta spoke about her love for chess. There you can see Amruta on the screen, on the laptop screen, along with Viktor Korchnoi, because she mentioned that, like Korchnoi, she also wanted to play chess until she was 80 years old. And what happened next, and her journey of becoming a WIM. Finally, we took this wonderful selfie with everyone, and it was truly an amazing honor to have more than 100 people coming in, meeting us. And then few of the kids, or you can say youngsters, decided to show us around Stanford premises. The meetup ended around 6 p.m. and then we saw Stanford. That's Charmi, that's Devansh, two people who worked extremely hard. In fact, this is the entire team who helped to set up the meetup, which was so special for us. Moving into the Stanford premises, I did feel like, wow, this is definitely a dream space, clean, green, spacious, not too many people. Yeah, hopefully would be able to come back more often here. And the hope that chess becomes an integral part of this university. They have a chess club, and maybe there could be more chess activities that can happen. This is the famous fountain of Stanford, and also we went to this cathedral. There was this church, and everything was closed because it was nearly 7 p.m. But let's hear what Amruta has to say about her experience.
What did today's event make you feel, and what did you learn?
I think so many people coming together for such to pull this whole thing, and at a place like Stanford, for me it is still a dream. I'm still processing it. Lots of learnings of chess related, Simul related and all, the question answer session and everything. But just the interactions with people, I'm very happy that could meet different people and बहुत मजा आया.
After an exciting meetup, we went to a nearby restaurant to have Indian food, and that was really cool. We have the Shikhar, Charmi, Pallavi, and also Devansh joining in. Also Shayak was there, and really the food was super tasty. And the final cherry on the top was sitting in this very interesting Waymo car to end the day. As you can see on the top, CK is written. That's Charmi Kapoor there, because she ordered the cab, and as you go inside, it's an airy feeling, there's no one on the driver's seat. So you sit there, and we've all read or heard about self-driving cars, but this is the first time I sat in there, and all you have to do is press the button start ride, and it begins. And guess what? The car actually took off. The steering wheel started to move, and wow, this was an altogether futuristic feeling for me. Also, it made me sort of realize that things that everyone's talking about, self-driving cars, AI, all of this is going to take away a lot of jobs, also change the way in which we look at many things, give new jobs and so on. So it was, I think, a very, very refreshing experience for me sitting in that car. I was just thinking about all these things, and then at some point, we were at a signal and then the car suddenly turned left, and all of this was amazing. We got down. I tried to see what all was there here, and the car had a lot of cameras, but a perfect end to the day. And I hope you enjoyed the vlog, and I want to thank the entire community of San Francisco and in and around areas for turning up for this meetup, and hopefully we can do this in many other places.